A river cruise from Paris to Normandy is a journey through the picturesque landscapes of northern France.
As this itinerary sails round trip from Paris, we arrived a couple of days prior to enjoy the city.
A cruise along the Seine River to destinations like Giverny, Auvers-sur-Oise, and Normandy is like stepping into a living masterpiece. Let us paint a picture for you.
Giverny, where the famous Impressionist painter Claude Monet lived and worked. Monet moved to Giverny in 1883 and lived there until his death in 1926.
The primary attraction here is Monet's exquisite gardens, which served as both his inspiration and his living canvas. The gardens are divided into two main sections: the Clos Normand, a flower garden in front of Monet's house, and the Water Garden, located across the road.
Monet meticulously planned the layout of this garden, incorporating a variety of flowers such as roses, tulips, peonies, and poppies, among others. The Water Garden, perhaps the most iconic part of Giverny, features a vibrant green wooden Japanese-inspired bridge over a pond adorned with water lilies and other aquatic plants. Inspired by Japanese woodblock prints that were popular in Europe during the late 19th century, Monet designed and built the bridge himself.
Monet painted a series of works featuring the Japanese bridge, capturing its beauty and serenity in different seasons and lighting conditions, and they are among his most famous and beloved masterpieces.
You can also explore Monet's house, which has been carefully restored to reflect the artist's lifestyle. The beauty and tranquility of Giverny continue to attract art lovers and tourists from around the world, offering a glimpse into Monet's creative genius and his profound connection to nature.
Continuing upstream, arrive in Rouen, the historic capital of Normandy.
The Gros Horloge, a beautiful astronomical clock dating back to the 14th century, is another notable attraction in the old town. Rouen offers a wide range of cafes, restaurants, and bistros serving delicious French cuisine. Joan of Arc was a peasant girl who played a pivotal role in the 100 Years' War between France and England. In 1430, she was captured and eventually handed over to the English. She was then put on trial for charges of heresy and witchcraft in Rouen.
She was ultimately convicted and sentenced to death by burning at the stake. On May 30th, 1431, Joan of Arc was executed in the old market square, now known as Place du Vieux Marché. Her death sparked outrage and condemnation, both within France and internationally. Decades later, after a retrial, Joan of Arc was declared innocent of all charges and was later canonized as a saint by the Catholic Church in 1920. Les Andelys is nestled in the picturesque Seine Valley in Normandy, France, and is actually divided into two parts, Grand Andelys and Petit Andelys, each with its own distinct character and attractions. We climb the hill to Chateau, a medieval fortress overlooking the town.
Built by Richard the Lionheart in the 12th century, it's a fascinating piece of history to explore. It offered panoramic views of the surrounding countryside and river.
Strolling along the banks of the Seine, you'll find cafes, gardens, and lovely views of the water and the town's historic architecture.
The beautiful church of Saint-Sever dates back to the 13th century and features impressive Gothic architecture.
Les Andelys is a destination that combines rich history, stunning scenery, and a relaxed pace of life.
Auvers-sur-Oise is a quaint village about 27 kilometers northwest of Paris, immortalized by another artistic genius, legendary Dutch painter Vincent van Gogh.
In May 1890, Van Gogh moved to Auvers-sur-Oise seeking solace and inspiration after spending time in various institutions due to his mental health struggles. During his brief but prolific stay in Auvers, which lasted only 70 days until his tragic death, Van Gogh produced over 70 paintings, including some of his most famous works.
He painted scenes of the village, its charming houses, and the surrounding countryside with his distinctive style, characterized by bold brushstrokes, vibrant colors, and emotional intensity.
One of the most iconic landmarks associated with Van Gogh is the Auvers Town Hall. The church at Auvers painting depicts the village church, Église Notre-Dame d'Auvers, which Van Gogh also immortalized in several of his works.
Stop by the Auberge Ravoux, the inn where Van Gogh spent his final days. Today, the Auberge houses a museum dedicated to the artist's memory.
Van Gogh's time in Auvers-sur-Oise was marked by intense artistic creativity, but it was also a period of personal turmoil and struggle. Tragically, on July 29, 1890, Van Gogh died from a self-inflicted gunshot wound. He was buried in the village cemetery where his brother Theo later joined him after his death.
The cruise culminates with a visit to the historic Normandy beaches. The beaches of Normandy hold immense historical significance, particularly due to the events of June 6, 1944, known as D-Day.
During World War II, Allied forces launched a massive amphibious invasion on the shores of Normandy, marking the beginning of the liberation of Western Europe from Nazi occupation.
The D-Day landings took place on 5 main beaches, codenamed Utah, Omaha, Gold, Juno, and Sword. These beaches stretch along the Normandy coast and were heavily fortified by German defenses. The American forces landed at Utah and Omaha beaches, while British and Canadian troops landed at Gold, Juno, and Sword beaches.
Despite facing fierce resistance, Allied troops eventually managed to establish a foothold and began the liberation of France. Today, the Normandy beaches serve as a poignant reminder of the sacrifices made during the D-Day landings.
The Canadian cemetery, Beny-sur-Mer, located near Juno Beach, is one of the largest Canadian military cemeteries in Normandy and serves as the final resting place for over 2,000 Canadian soldiers who lost their lives during the D-Day landings and later in the Battle of Normandy.
Visiting these sites offers a profound opportunity to pay tribute to the courage and sacrifice of the soldiers who participated in one of the most significant military operations in history.
It allows visitors to gain a deeper understanding of the human cost of war and the importance of preserving peace and freedom.
On that note, our Seine River cruise has come to an end, and as the lights of Paris twinkle in the distance, we toast to the beauty of the journey and reflect on the memories made during our Seine River cruise through the heart of France.